I spoke with some of my friends from the Free Speech Society. I had met them back when I won the prize in 2014 for fighting against Canada's censorious human rights commissions. And I told them that I don't believe that either the UK or Canada would have permitted such an event in our parliaments. I just don't. I mean, Canada's parliament bans rebel journalists like me and David Menzies and Cian Bexty and Sheila Gunn-Reid from even covering the Prime Minister on parliamentary premises. They even banned us from covering the election debates till the federal court slapped them down. Anyways, it was a great event, full house, great speech by Tommy. I'm going to show you something from his speech that I didn't know before and that actually shocked me, and that doesn't happen a lot anymore, that I'm shocked by things. I'll show you that in a moment, but first let me show you an interaction from outside the parliament. I arrived a bit early. Actually, I was literally on the street walking in Copenhagen, and I heard a car honk, and obviously I ignored it because I was on the sidewalk walking in Copenhagen. Obviously no one was honking at me, but actually they were. It was Tommy in a vehicle being driven by a police officer who was escorting him to the parliament, and they offered me a ride. That honk, honk, get in. They said, I couldn't believe it. I interviewed Tommy briefly in that short car ride. Isn't that funny? In the United Kingdom, police often come to arrest Tommy. In Denmark, the police are a security protection detail for him. So they dropped Tommy off at a special entrance, and I walked around to the main door, and I immediately saw about 30 Antifa types, and I thought, oh, I've got 10 minutes, 15 minutes to kill before it starts. Why don't I go talk to them? Now, I'm in Denmark, and I don't really know the lay of the land that well, so out of a friendly courtesy, I asked a cop if he minded if I went over to interview Antifa. I mean, I knew he'd say go ahead, but it was my way of introducing myself to the cops in a really friendly way. I was being a little obsequious just because I wasn't on my home turf and I wanted to say, hey, it's just me, I'm going to go talk to them. And the cop said, sure. Well, let me show you the next 5 minutes of what happened. Hi guys, how you doing? What's your name?
I don't have a name.
You don't have a name? What?
Please go away.
Do you have a message to him? Don't skip, don't skip. Don't Well, I went there to talk to the Antifa protesters, and I think they spoke pretty good English, but they could tell that I wasn't like them. I wasn't dressed in black. I had a shower today, and there's another few indicia that they knew I wasn't on their side. So Ringleader came out and got in my way and touched my selfie stick. The cops came in and calmed everything down pretty quick and asked me to give them a couple feet. I will. I'm not like the Antifa. I don't believe in censoring people. I sort of want to do the opposite, ask them what they believe in. But just a reminder that there is an alliance.
Why are you filming everybody?
I'm filming because it's a free country. What's your name?
Please stop filming. We're not happy about being filmed.
I can tell that, yeah. But it's a protest. Protesters to speak to the public, aren't they?
Yeah, please turn the camera around.
I'm not going to do that because I'm a
I don't mind. Oh,
okay,
yeah,
good.
hello, I'm Wanya
What's
from
your
Black Lives
name?
Matter. Fuck off or racist. But people don't want to be filmed.
I don't
so do you
care.
mind please
No, I don't
turning
mind.
around?
Yeah. Hi there. Pardon? Do you speak English? Okay. Well, it looks like the police don't want me to provoke. I'm getting a gentle push from the police lady behind me. How are you?
Are you going in? Big fan of you.
So I'm going to sign off now because I'm going to go in.
Take this away now, okay? Because you're talking. Do you have a ticket?
I'm on the guest list.
Yes. Then you need to go now.
Get there to talk to this gentleman. He said hello to me. You can still go with that.
Oh, wait.
So you do speak English? Well, I'm getting a gentle push or a back rub from a lady cop, which is a little bit disappointing. I mean, it is the Free Press Society. It is sort of a gentle massage. My last chance for what?
You need to stay inside of this, okay?
So if I'm over here, you'll arrest me?
Don't do it.
If I stand over there, you'll
Don't
arrest me?
do it.
You'll arrest me if I stand over there? At a Free Press Society event? You'll be famous. You'll be famous.
No press card.
There's no press cards in Canada. So if I stand here, you'll arrest me? No. Will she arrest me if I stand here? It's very strange, the censorship at a free press event. Anyways, as usual, it's the cops who buckle because they know that the path of least resistance is to push around free speech activists as opposed to Antifa thugs. I wasn't roughed up in any way, but I was handled a little bit. It's a little bit disappointing. But I'll go inside now where the MPs at least still believe in freedom. Yeah, a bit disappointing. I think that's cops pretty much everywhere these days, isn't it? Take the easy way, take the path of least resistance, which means moving peaceful people out and caving into violent people. That's not what a cop should do. We've seen more and more of that in Canada too, as our own David Menzies repeatedly gets manhandled by cops for literally no reason. He went to report on a pro-terrorist vigil in Toronto after that Iranian terrorist was killed. And the police literally told David Menzies he could not call Osama bin Laden a terrorist or he'd get arrested. Remember that?
If I was to call Osama bin Laden a terrorist, that would be against...
Please, am I clear?
I know you're not clear, sir. I can't call Osama bin Laden...
And it incites a breach of the peace. You will be placed under arrest. Do you understand?
Terrorist? Oh, what am I going to be arrested for?
Law.
What am I going to be arrested for,
Breach of
sir?
the peace.
Another event, another cop said that David was not a real journalist, so he had no rights, as if our Canadian Constitution gives free speech only to a list of approved people generated by the government. David, by the way, is the only journalist here at Rebel News who actually does have a journalism degree. I should tell you, but I don't hold that against him.
What you're doing. So
I'm practicing journalism.
This is not journalism. Do you have a journalism pass to be here?
Huh? Yes, I do. I have press credentials.
No, you don't. Yeah. See, that's a lie.
I'm in a public place.
Yeah, that's gross. When cops start sounding like Antifa, you've got yourself a problem. That's an excerpt from the Ezra Levant Show, which is a show I do every day. I do a monologue, interview an interesting guest, and then I read my hate mail. But you've got to subscribe to it, which you can do at premium.rebelnews.com.